What's up, everybody? Well, I got another small form factor PC gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're doing ourselves some Forza Horizon 6. Now, on this one, since we're finally playing it on a halfway decently powerful PC, we should be able to get some pretty damn good performance. And since we're playing on a powerful PC, we'll also try out ray tracing for the first time, and we'll also get to do some DLSS upscaling. I'll also turn off ray tracing and try it without. And if it doesn't run halfway decently, even then, I guess we'll tone it down to 1440p, because it's a much better 1440p GPU anyway. But hey, I guess let's hop in there. Let's see what it can do. Well, first I thought we would be a little stupid and just try native 4K with ray tracing and all that stuff, with just DLAA, no upscaling helping it out, just helping out the jaggies. And we're doing the Extreme plus RT. Now there might be some settings you can still turn up or higher or whatever, but we're just using the presets in these videos to keep things easy. That's why I tried to mess with that. I was like, wait, why is that off? Oh, it's probably because I have it on ray traced. If you do the ray traced, you know, it turns off ray traced, so that's why that's off. So we'll put that back the way it was. I'll probably just go back up and go back to the default setting and hit save again just to make sure it doesn't muck anything up. But now it's time for a bench. So here we go. It actually did better than I thought. I figured this was gonna be like a 20 FPS experience or something like that, average. But no, we actually got about the same as the Steam Deck did, only maxed pretty much out. I mean, again, there might be a setting or two you might be able to turn up, but still, 4K, you know, no stutters either. Definitely not a bad way to play if you can deal with playing under 60, but me in racing games, I gotta have my 60 plus. But that's just me.
Well, you've been enjoying our, quite frankly, brilliant music picks. We received some big news over here.
The Horizon Invitational is now open. We've got drivers blasting their way to the start line as we speak. I'm starting to feel the call. I won't lie. Should I get down there?
Well, first of all, you don't have a car, and second of all, you haven't done any of the qualifiers.
You're right, I guess. Either way, our next song goes out to all you competitors readying up for your first wristbands. Good luck.
So now we're gonna turn on a little upscaling to help it out. And truth be told, trying to do the maxed out extreme settings is silly anyway. We'd be much better off with high or ultra. Just saying, but we're just doing worst case scenario, and most people want to see stuff like maxed out. Because if you're gonna do 4K, that's even my line, if you're gonna do 4K, you might as well up those graphics, or tone it down to 1440p and get better FPS. Or use DLSS and try to have both. So, we definitely averaged 60 FPS plus, but once you get into the actual game, if I recall, there's still some instances that it drops into the high 50s and whatnot, so still not going to be a perfect experience. And who knows, maybe it dropped even lower and I just didn't notice. But hey, that's why we're going to go drive around and have some fun right about now.
Welcome back to Sub Pop. Today, I learned the concept of a Kia. Abandoned homes in Japan that if you own one, you gotta keep the community in mind. So, if you could build anything, and I mean anything here in one big place, all your friends in the community can chill there, what are you building?
I think I'd probably build one big skate park. That'd be pretty cool. With ramps, a little cafe to chill in, and we're in Japan, so we'd have lots of stalls for matcha, music everywhere, maybe even a record store. A stage for shows too, actually.
Okay, what about all of that, but instead of skateboards, cars? No? Don't want to try a stunt in a car? Up a big ramp? I bet Rob Glenn would love it.
I bet he would.
So, we're going to drop it down to 1440p. I know some people probably would have liked for me to do ultra and high and all that too, but I figured the video would be way too long. So I figured I can always come back and we can do some more reasonable settings. But for now, this is just what I decided to do. So we're basically copying what we did at 4K, just at 1440p. Which still needs a little bit of help here and there. But hey, let's go see what it can do here, and then we'll move on and see what it can do with DLSS. So, it was barely over 60 FPS. And as we can tell, it's not going to stay at 60 when you actually get into the real game, especially when you're driving through cities and stuff. That's where it seems to really kill your FPS, especially with ray tracing turned on, probably from all the window reflections and whatnot. So now we'll try getting a little help from DLSS. Sucks we need it even at 1440, but when you crank the graphics to the extreme, sometimes even 1440p can be hard on this GPU. So we're going to use quality DLSS, same extreme plus RT, which is again why I said you probably should just not run extreme RT or extreme settings at all on this thing. I would just do ultra. Or if you want to ray tracing, ultra plus RT. But anyway, let's get into the game. Well, bench first, then game. So we got ourselves 87 FPS, which is definitely playable. Now it does have some stutters and hiccups, like pretty much every PC did, but this was one of the first ones that was powerful enough to kind of get rid of most of them. The weaker stuff seemed to struggle a lot more. Either way, let's get into the game now. So, figured I'd go and play it the way I would probably play it. So we got DLSS quality on. And if I remember correctly, at least I hope, I put it down to something reasonable and didn't just try more damn extreme. Well, let's go see. Oh, this we tried high plus RT. A lot more reasonable if you're going to be trying to do 4K. Now, a lot of people go, well, what the hell, if you're doing 4K, why don't you at least do Ultra? Probably would, but I figured this would do a little bit better, a little bit more FPS. But alright, let's go run a bench and then we'll get ourselves some gameplay. So, here we go, we got 88 FPS, and I guess it wanted me to do extreme. I didn't notice the suggested preset was extreme. That's usually what I did. I just did the preset with ray tracing and then would do the preset without. But alright, game. Let's get a little camera recorded gameplay. All I did was went and turned it up to Ultra plus RT and left the same DLSS quality and all that stuff. Figured that's one more thing to test. People. Alright, they were just like batting me back and forth. I couldn't even concentrate on the freaking race. But that is part of the race. If you can't concentrate when they're doing that, well then you're not going to win. Because most of the time you can't rewind like that. It's like one of the few games you can do that in. I don't really like to rely on it, but sometimes when I'm making these videos, I have to. Because I want those extra credits so I can get cool cars and stuff later, you know? I just thought that'd be fun. Wow, he pushed me over so I can't get in the thing. What an absolute cocksucker. Max Soda. More like Max Cocksucker. Oh, what's that? Your car's not as fast as a Lambo? That sucks. Even if I have to rewind 100 times, it's still better than that loser. Concrete. Half the time on that one I hit the damn concrete barrier. No bueno. I could have gone over without ruining my speed, oh well. Damn, that guy's really good. I don't think I could beat him even if I was trying as hard as I could. I have a lot more practice to do, because I used to be able to smoke computers on the highest difficulty. But now I can't even. It's probably on high, maybe not even. I have no idea what they're on for difficulty. But that's a shame. Yeah, so when it comes to the fast stuff, I'm just not there yet. I need more practice with the slower stuff. Whatever, I still beat that one loser who could try to knock me over from the frickin' checkpoint. That's all I cared about at that point. Nah, not yet. I don't want to ruin anything for people, so I'll just keep driving around. It's alright, let's get out of the fast car, because I'm not good enough for those yet. About the fastest thing I can handle is like A and S class cars. Alright, I guess we could drive this thing around some more.
Spinning all your favorite records. This is Sub Pop Records Radio.
And you guys can see how long it takes to fast travel and load the levels and all that stuff too. Yeah, if I actually put in effort and don't muck about, it's actually pretty easy to beat them, at least in the weaker cars. I also have no brake lines, so it's all up to me to figure that out. Only thing I haven't helping out is automatic, because half the time I was deaf. And there's still a couple more computers later that I will be, so I'm just going to leave that like that for now. Once I change to my main computer, we'll do the racing wheel and all that stuff, with a manual transmission and all that stuff. Alright, well, we won that, so shit, I guess with that, let's go wrap the video on up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Forza Horizon 6, and damn, it did a pleasant job. Even maxed out for the people that don't care about 60, it was getting right around 30, not bad at all. Me, I'd play it one of the two ways I did at the end, either with high in RT or ultra in RT, and that was still giving me like more than enough FPS. But, of course, if you want more FPS, you could just turn off RT altogether, because you're not going to be able to enjoy it most of the time. You're going too fast. But if you're just somebody who wants to cruise around and enjoy, then that's cool. I was getting enough FPS with the help of DLSS, so I figured why the hell not leave it on. Now, if I was stuck with just old school FSR before 4 came out, then I'd probably not want to do all that. Although I don't think my G15 Advantage, for example, would be defaulting me to extreme settings anyway. And I'm the one that put it on extreme plus RT. It just wanted to do extreme graphics, which probably would have gotten us like 110 FPS right off the rip, or at least like 80, 90 without any upscaling. And then you add the upscaling, and then it'd probably be like 110, 120. Is probably more like it. Either way, I've been having a blast with this game. I doubt I'm going to get done with it today because I'm just having too much fun. Plus, I'm adding the benchmarks in there, and you got to restart the game after that and all that, so that takes time. That's okay. I'll just continue tomorrow if I don't get done today. But that is all for the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. Still can't piece out with that hand properly, but I feel like they worked me pretty hard today. I can move that thing like a couple % higher than I could before, I feel like. But either way, left-handed peace out, and until the next video.